Nothing will drain your strength faster than worrying about what people think of you. You hold back your ideas. You agree to things that you don't want to do. You replay conversations in your head, wondering, did I sound stupid? Do they hate me now? And while you're stuck worrying, your real life, your work, your relationships, your purpose, it's just all getting smaller. Now, this isn't just a bad habit. It's one of the biggest obstacles to becoming who you're meant to be. We've all felt it. The hesitation before speaking up, the pressure to say yes, the gut punch feeling when someone disapproves of you. And maybe it feels harmless at first, just part of getting along, but over time, it adds up. You stop expressing your ideas. You stop standing for what you believe. You live a smaller version of your life than the one that you are totally capable of living. And deep down, you know it. You can feel that gap between the life that you were meant for and where you are right now. In 2007, I think it was, this was still 9 or 10 years before I started Crappy Childhood Fairy. I had this strong sense that I was supposed to be sharing this knowledge that I had about how to recover from trauma-driven problems, what I'm doing right now. But I wasn't doing it then. I was sharing with friends and women I sponsored in my 12-step group, but I knew I was supposed to be doing it on some sort of bigger level, reaching many more people. I mean, I had something powerful that really, really made a difference in people's lives. So I knew I was supposed to take it bigger, but I couldn't really get my thoughts together about like, well, what does that look like? And also, I was a mom, I had small kids, I was divorced, I had a very full life already with my responsibilities. And so getting creative felt like something that was going to have to wait a long time. And when I thought about writing a book or, going public in some way with the story of my trauma and how I healed, I was scared. I'd have to talk about my past and the horrible failures and mistakes that I've made, and I knew I could be publicly criticized. I feared that it would be like so humiliating I couldn't take it. And, sure enough, later on when I did do it, there were people who were like, who the hell are you to tell other people how to change their lives? So, what I feared happened, but it was hardly terrible at all. But then I was terrified of what other people would think of me. So instead of getting started on, the little, very beginnings of Crappy Childhood, I pushed that into the future, and I thought, instead, I'll do something much harder. I'll make a documentary. That was the idea I had. I'm going to make a documentary about people who are not afraid of what other people think. I was in awe of people like that. I wanted to know, how did they do that? And I set up interviews with 4 or 5 people who I felt exemplified this fearlessness and had done great things, even though they were under fire from people who thought they were wrong and even thought they should be silenced. And I thought, well, this way I'll find out how you lose the fear. So I interviewed each one on camera. I was just, there's this thing that I and many people do when we're doing covert avoidance, is we play the sort of role of the anthropologist. Like, I'm not finding this out for myself. I'm just interviewing you about it. So I interviewed them. And I had a camera crew and everything. And I said, how did you break free of the fear of what other people think? Because this was a mystery to me. And I thought they could train me. I thought they would have these like deep, rich answers that would fill up a whole movie. And you want to know what each one of them said? Just like words to this effect. It took less than 10 seconds to say it. Oh, I don't know. I believed in what I was doing, and it never occurred to me to worry about what other people thought. Well, so I didn't have to make the whole documentary about this. I just needed to remember this one thought. Don't worry about what other people think. Here's the truth. No great life, no world-changing project or invention ever happened because of approval. Every breakthrough, every accomplishment, every deep connection flows from people who were willing to stand in who they are, even when other people judge them. And when you live for other people's opinions, you cut yourself off from your source of strength. When you stop chasing approval, though, you can finally hear yourself again. You can access that inner power that rises in you like water in a well. And for me, this power comes from God. And whether you believe that's the source for you or not, your inner power is where all your vision comes from. That's where your unique calling takes shape. What is needed is space in our lives to tap into that power and vision. So here are 5 things you can do to activate that. First, you're going to need some solitude. Take time each day away from the noise and distraction of life. No phone, no screens, no constant chatter. Just sit in the quiet. Most people avoid this because it feels uncomfortable. Your anxieties will start to kick up, your worries. Not being able to check your messages can bring fear that pulls you right out of any possibility of insight. And this is essentially abandoning your vision in favor of what you think other people want and expect, what they think of you. But until you can be alone with your own thoughts, you'll always be pulled off course by other people's noise. Their agenda will always supersede yours. So second, you'll need to clear your mental clutter. And what I use and what I teach all of my students, there's so many of them now all over the world. I teach it also to people in my membership program and in my courses. It's my daily practice techniques. The first one is a written technique that's very specific. I teach it in a free course that shows you how to do this very quickly, and I'll put a link to that in the top row of the description section below this video. You'll be releasing, accumulations of fears and resentments that are blocking you. They're taking up all the space in your imagination. This is a very specific technique, so do take the course. Don't just go by what I'm saying right now. So you do this writing technique, and then you rest in quiet meditation. 2 techniques done together, writing then meditating twice a day. Writing is how you declutter your busy nervous system. Meditation is how you open up to the wisdom you already know. When you're in touch with that steady place inside, you know what matters, and the pull of other people's judgments, it weakens. It might still be there, but it's weaker. All right, third, you'll need to eliminate drama. This is like conflict, gossip, constant bickering. These things scatter your strength. And if you let them fill your life, you'll never have the focus to live as yourself. So step back from drama and you free up the energy that you need to have a real and tangible effect on the world. Fourth, you'll need to focus on what matters. Your attention is limited. And if you spend it chasing approval, you lose it for what counts. So choose the few things that truly deserve your energy. It's probably going to be somewhere in the zone of your work, your family, your health, your commitments, and your spirituality. And then give them your very best. Don't shortchange them. Opinions fade when your life is anchored in what matters. Fifth, you'll need to be very, very honest. Honesty is more than saying what you think. It's refusing to exaggerate. It's refusing to slander other people. It's refusing to bend your words just to fit in. When you live honestly, you become steady. People may agree or disagree, but you're not blown around by it. Your integrity becomes palpable, you can feel it. It's a force field. You know where you stand. Now, why is it so hard to stop caring what people think? Because it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to disappoint people. It's uncomfortable to be criticized or left out. It's uncomfortable to hold your ground when everyone else wants you to bend. And most people avoid that discomfort by playing small. Make your life small, then there won't be trouble, right? So they go along, they keep quiet, they water themselves down, and they tell themselves it's easier this way. But the price is huge. You lose connection to your own power. You can literally lose the path of your real purpose. The life you were meant to lead slips away. When you resist the pull to please people, you start to build real strength. Every time you hold your focus, every time you say what you mean, every time you stay steady instead of chasing approval, you're training yourself to live from a deeper source. That's where confidence and creativity come from. That's where your real life opens up. Life is not about being liked. Life is about becoming who you were meant to be. And sometimes you will lose people when you do that, but new ones will come along. So don't fear that you won't be liked just because the people who are in your life now won't like the change. They're from your past now. You are moving into a new future. This is the ultimate form of healing from all the hard things that have ever happened to you, from all the ways that you've played small and gotten stuck and suppressed yourself. Do you want to know what it's like when this heals? It's incredible. In fact, I want you to have this vision in your mind. I have this free download for you called Signs of Healing, and I recommend you read it every day. You can get the download by clicking the second link in the description section below this video. Now that means stepping out of other people's opinions and stepping into your own calling. For some of you, that's a gift or talent. For some of you, it's leadership. For some of you, it's simply being the person your family or your community needs you to be. But it's always going to be something that brings fulfillment and joy. There's a small voice inside you now calling you, showing you the next step in your path. Take heed of it, because whatever your purpose is, you can't reach it by playing small. You reach it by living in truth, by holding your focus, by connecting with what's real, and refusing to let other people's judgments run your life. Do what you believe is right. You're going to have to start with small steps. Everything starts that way. You may not know what the second step is. You just take the first one in the direction you think might be right. Do what only you can do. When you do that, everything opens up. Your confidence grows, your creativity flows, your relationships get deeper, and you begin to live the life that deep down you always knew was waiting for you. If you like this video, I've got one that you're going to love right here, and I'll see you very soon. Their mom just died, and instead of giving them some empathy, you tell a long story about what happened when your mom died. And I know that's intended as a way to feel connected and show that you do understand, but it's a telltale sign that listening empathically was not something done enough for you.